Yes, everyone, Mackie here, and yes, I'm recording this on December 17th, and it will be out on Christmas Day. And on behalf of everybody else, I wanted to wish my family a Merry Christmas, whether it's here or abroad, and I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas to all the families out there and all the kind of stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a Christmas gift to you. More Super Bowl reviews. Okay, yeah, all right. I know it's not the greatest thing, but consider the football that we're going to be putting out on Christmas Day. Nah, ain't kind. So let me just do some history with you. It is Super Bowl 17th, January 30th, 1983, in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. It is Miami Dolphins versus the Washington Commanders. Again, this is the rematch, of course, when the Dolphins beat the Commanders 14-7 to make the Dolphins the most perfect team in all of NFL at that time. This time, the roles are reversed. Although it's not record-wise, this is more of the revenge kind. Years in the making, of course. And Commanders just put the hurt on the Dolphins. 27-17, Commanders' very first Super Bowl ever. And it was a beatdown of epic proportions by one player in particular. Now for the stats. David Woodley. Yeah, remember, this is 1983. Dan Marino was not even exist yet, but he was awful. 4 for 14, 97 yards for a touchdown and reception. Not great. Joe Theismann, pretty good quarterback in his own right until his leg kind of bent backwards in ways we cannot even fathom. But he was great. Joe Theismann was great. 15 to 23, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's pretty good, of course. Rushing. Andrian Franklin, 16 carries for 49 yards, 3.06 a carry. That's impressive. Well, not great, but actually, no, that was awful. Let me just retract. That was awful by his standards. But he was not the reason why the Washington won the Super Bowl, nor Joe Theismann, to be honest. He was decent, but he was not the reason. Enter MVP John Riggins. 38 carries. Yes. 38 carries. 166 yards. 4.37 a pop. And a touchdown. And I will tell you one thing. This is one of the most memorable touchdowns we have ever seen. One of the 2 memorable touchdowns that we're going to have on this review. How do I say this? Got the ball, got the handoff going, bulldoze the Miami Dolphins, and just rush. And you can see the look on his face. If you watch the highlight mode of this one, you can see the absolute look of John Ruggins' face just chugging along, going through your television screens. But when back in the 80s, of course. But if you're watching on your tablet or your phone and you just saw this beast of a man running around your mobile device, that is John Ruggins running all over the Dolphins field and running to the end zone for the most impressive touchdown you'll ever see. But tomorrow, there'll be a more impressive touchdown than this. You already know what it is, but I'll just save it until Boxing Day. That touchdown, though, was probably the best touchdown you'll ever see from any Super Bowl ever by a running back, which is saying something. And he was the main difference why Washington won this thing. Look at the rushing yards. 96 to Miami. Can't even cross 100, to be honest. 276 for Washington. And Riggins was responsible for 60% of that rushing production. 60%. And no, this is not a typo number. This is actually the amount of rushing yards that Washington has. 276. That is physical football in your pot. In your pie hole. Literally. Beat down football for 4 quarters. Physically, mentally, emotionally for them. It was a destruction of epic proportions. But of course, the receivers did a lot of help, of course. Charlie Brown, yes, did not get pulled by Lucy with the football. The actual Charlie Brown. 6 catches for 60 yards, a 10 a pop, and a touchdown. Alvin Garrett, 2 catches for 13 yards, 6.5 a pop, and a touchdown. Jimmy Cefalo did contribute. His only touchdown. 2 catches for 82 yards, 41 a pop, and a touchdown. So the receivers at least did something. The defense. That's the other reason why Washington won. Before that, Miami defense was no chopped liver. They got an interception by A.J. Dew and 3 tackles. Lawback would also get an interception and a fumble recovery. Ernest Rode, Bob Hire, and Larry Gordon all had contributed to a sack. And Ernest Rode. Let me see if I get this right. Let me just see if I get this stats right. He did not get 10 sacks. Do not tell me he gets 10 sacks. I wanted to do some research. Let me just do research and come back. Okay, so it turns out I kind of make a mistake while typing this whole thing. Ernest Rowe did not get 10 sacks. He got a sack, but only 10 tackles. Now, if he managed to do 10 sacks, that'll be an all-time NFL record in a single game, to be honest. And the offensive line would be absolutely cheese, but not this time. He got 10 tackles with a sack, Bob Baumer with a sack, and Larry Gordon with a sack as well, and a couple of tackles. So at least it did something to Miami Dolphins defense, but not enough. Mark Murphy was instrumental, interception and 6 tackles. Dexter Murphy with a sack and forced fumble, 2 tackles, and David Butts with a fumble recovery and 5 tackles. They kick in special teams. Yes, I have to put in the special teams recommendation because we are about to enter something we have never done in this review. And that is talk about a special teams moment and a special teams stat, because Fulton Walker from Miami Dolphins was catching 4 punt returns for 190 yards and a 47.5 a pop and a touchdown. The very first punt return touchdown in Super Bowl history. And congratulations to Fulton Walker. I know your team lost, but you just get a special recommendation on the review on a special day. So you earned that. Merry Christmas to y'all. Anyways, Uwe von Schmann with 2 for 2 PATs and a field goal. Mark Mosley, 3 for 3 PATs and 2 field goals. Total yards, Miami 176 to 400. Yes, 400 yards. And you could say that 276 of those came in there. I think there are 276 rushing yards, which means there were 124 yards passing. Yeah. So not much passing, to be honest. Not much aerial dominance. But 400 yards of offense, just brutalizing. And 2 interceptions each by both teams. It kind of counterfeits when you have this amount of domination and, of course, this amount of domination by Riggins. So this was the first of many Super Bowls for Washington, although not as many, but the first Super Bowl of the Washington weirdness, to be honest. And Joe Gibbs was the owner at the time, of course. Actually, Joe Gibbs was a coach at that time. And I don't know. My information is not great. Let me see if I get it right. Do not discourage me. Yes, this is coached by Joe Gibbs, by the way, who's also facing against Don Shula, 2 Hall of Famers, of course, although Joe Gibbs is known for the Joe Gibbs racing in NASCAR rather than the football, but he's also a good coach, of course. He's good at both of them. And this was a huge legacy Super Bowl. And yes, I know, I just show you the name. Go ahead, cancel me, of course. But I think for Washington to win a Super Bowl like this and to do this in the fashion that they did, it's amazing to do. And to do it against a legendary Dolphins team. Although they don't have the big names, and although some of the names are not even there, to go out against a really coached team with a really coached player, it's amazing. For Washington to earn their first Super Bowl, it's amazing. It's impressive and it's incredible, and it shows, the lengths that any team can go through to even win. And if you have a player like the absolute John Riggins, who just motored 43 yards. 43 yards. 43 yards. I don't feel like I took 43 yards. I feel like a 60-yarder, of course. When you have players like him, when you got Joe Theismann, you got all these complementary players. I mean, it's like the sum is greater than the whole is greater than the sum of his parts. And Washington just proved that in that Super Bowl, and they were the champions, and it's amazing. This will not be the last time that Washington will go on and win a Super Bowl. I would tell you that one. It's a spoiler, but hey, it's Christmas. Let's just share and enjoy all this kind of stuff. And thank you for watching all the kind of stuff. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your day. May be merry and be happy and be full of life and all kind of stuff. God bless you and love you, and we'll see you all.